Hello, this is Teacher Alex with Community Action Head Start, here to show you how to use Adobe Reader to fill and sign any PDFs you might receive from Community Action Head Start this school year. If you do not already have Adobe Reader on your computer, you will want to go to google.com and in the search bar, type in Adobe Reader. From there, you can press your Enter key or the Google search button at the bottom of the list to go to your search results. You will want to follow the link for Adobe Acrobat Reader DC download to get to the download page. Once here, you will notice that there are checkboxes. You will want to make sure that these are unmarked so that you are only downloading the Acrobat Reader program. Hit the Download Acrobat Reader button on the bottom middle of the screen and it will begin the process of sending the download to your computer. If you're using Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, your download will appear on the bottom left-hand corner. If you are using Firefox, it will ask you to save the download first, and then the download will appear in the top right corner. Since we are on Google Chrome, we will hit the download on the bottom left. It will ask us if we want to download and install Adobe Reader. We will hit yes. And it will begin the process of downloading and installing. This might take a little while, so we are going to pause the recording and come back to this when it has finished. Once the download is finished, you will notice the blue bar is filled. It says installation complete, and the checkbox button saying Launch Adobe Acrobat Reader will appear. We are going to leave it marked so that as soon as we hit the finish button, Adobe Reader will launch. Now we are ready to use Adobe Acrobat Reader. It will ask us if we want to make it the default PDF application. We do not need to, so we are going to say no. And now we can use it to sign or edit any PDFs that we receive. One PDF that you might receive from Community Action Head Start is a release of information. So say that we got this in an email. We will go to our download button on the top right, and it will take us to our downloads folder on our computer. We will save it. As you can see, I've already saved it once on the bottom. We'll just save it again. It's asking us if we want to replace the same download that we already had. We're going to hit yes. We could also hit no. It doesn't matter. And the download will show up on our bottom left. We can open it by either clicking on it, like we did with our installation, but it's just bringing this up in our browser. We can hit the arrow key right next to it, but it disappeared. So how do you open it in Adobe Reader? Once you're in Adobe Reader, on the top left, you will hit File and Open. You can go to your downloads, either using the quick access bar and the downloads folder, which has the arrow next to it, or this PC downloads bar with the arrow. You can see that our release of information is in this folder, so once we select it, we can hit open, and now it's pulled up in Adobe Reader. Now that we have our release of information pulled up in Adobe Reader, we can zoom out by hitting the minus button on the top of our toolbar so that we can see more of the page. This release is asking for us to initial in the boxes as well as to sign on the bottom line with the date and expiration date. The expiration date will be usually handled by Community Action staff. But as far as your initials and signature go, up at the top right of your toolbar, there is a Sign Document button that looks like an ink pen. You will select that, and it shows that we already have a signature and initial saved. We will add a new one. So you can type out your signature, or you can draw if you're feeling confident with your mouse. And once you're satisfied with your signature, you can hit the Apply button. This will then give you your signature that you can move around and select where you want to place it on the PDF. Just press your mouse button, and if you want to make it bigger or smaller, just hit the little A to make it smaller and the big A to make it bigger. And if you're not satisfied with where you put it, or you made a mistake, you can hit the trash can to get it off of the screen. Same process for initials. You can type them out or you can draw them. Once you hit apply, you'll then be able to move and place your initials on the document where you want. Just click with the mouse button and it's selected onto the page. To do multiple initials, simply go to your signature, hit the initials button again, and you can repeat that as many times as you need to sign off on the document. We'll put our signature back down here, and we can see that when we hover over the date sign line, Adobe Reader already has a blue box for us to type into. We can do that by pressing it with our mouse, and we can put in a date that we signed on. Now you can make this text bigger or smaller to make it more readable. And once you have done that and you have signed off on the form, you can save it. One other tool that is good to know is the text box button. So up here, we can close that because you might not see that right away. If you need to, on the right side where it says fill and sign, you can go to this menu on the right, fill and sign, where it shows the little pen, fill and sign, and it gives us this option to add text. So while there are the blue boxes, we can also just select anywhere on the page to begin typing. Again, if we don't like what we did, we can hit the trash can and it's gone. But let's say that this is all signed and filled. Oh, we don't even have a name for our child here. But again, you can just type in child's name, date of birth, and head start. And again, those are a little hard to read, so we'll make them a little bigger. Make sure there are no typos. And our form is ready to be sent back. In order to do that, we'll need to save it. On the top left, there is a floppy disk icon. When you hover over it, it says Save File. You'll click it, and it'll show your recent folders, probably going to be the folder that you have downloaded the release into. Just select that folder, and you will see, yep, our release is in there. So we can rename this one by typing in signed release, or however you want to name these, just in a way that conveys to us that it is a signed form. And then once you have a decent file name, you can just hit the save button, and now it is saved there. Opening up your email and then attaching it from your downloads folder. Remember that you may receive several different PDF forms from your child's teacher during the school year, so make sure that you read each one carefully so you know how to fill it out. And if you are not sure which boxes to check or have additional questions about the form, you can always ask your child's teacher for support.